The World Wrestling Federation. For over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
What's our name?
Well, men on the
Are you ready?
Well,
Here we go. Bam, bang, boom. Here we go.
Welcome to the New Generation podcast on the Backland Wrestling Network. I'm Tim Slomka.
I'm JP.
Thanks for joining us again. As always, we're on the journey to relive the new generation era, to find the best and some of the worst of a wrestling time period often forgotten. Bret and Shawn, Survivor Series 92. It's Bret and Shawn, Survivor Series 97. Look beyond the pay-per-views, examine the weekly TV, see what worked, what could have worked, and what failed. JP, how was your life?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Well, it's end of 4th of July, which means probably if I go to Costco today, they have Halloween stuff out, and maybe some Christmas trees.
Yeah,
definitely Christmas wrapping paper. I'm sure.
Oh, don't even get started on that shit. Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's so the Costco's the worst. The Costco's the worst at it. They're like,
my wife's literally asking me when she could put like fall themed stuff in front of the house. Like she always, everything has to be a theme. Like the doormat has to be a theme. The tablecloth has to be a theme, and everything. I'm like, just fucking leave it for right now. Like what?
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's literally until I stop sweating out of my ass.
Well, we don't get that until November down here. It's ball stick sweat until like the middle of November. So
that's true. You get a little longer. Yeah. When Chicago it stops. When I stop like going through 3 shirts before noon, then we can start thinking about other things. So yes, it is funny that summer's out. And that was it. Like my friend texted me, was like, "Hey, can you get some stuff for some back to school stuff?" It's like, how is this already back to school?
Yeah, and the All-Star
you guys
break is next week. So.
Yeah, I think you guys go back like August 8th, or right? Don't you guys?
Yeah. It's like the start of the second week of August. Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, so
yeah,
summer's over. So
I know it's a while. Like when I was a kid, it felt like summer was forever. Like it felt.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It lasted so long, but like now, my kids, I feel like, did we do enough? Was I a good dad this summer? Like,
no, my kids are too spoiled.
Yeah, the same way, but it's like,
it was like we're out of town this weekend, and we were talking about it, and the kids were like, "Oh, I was like, we went to 3 different friends' house that had in-ground pools," and my daughter's like, "No, we went to also 2 hot tubs." I'm like, I haven't been in a hot tub until I was like 18. You guys, this weekend got two places that had hot tubs in there. So
yeah, you have no. Dude, my kids are so spoiled. The same. Like I grew up in a fucking trailer park. Like I told my kids, my in-laws, we grew up with a pool. Like my wife grew up with a pool since she was a little kid. My daughter swam since she was like 1. And if we go somewhere that doesn't have a pool, it's like, oh yeah, this place is ghetto. They don't have a pool. I'm like, no, this place is normal. Okay?
Yeah, this is normal. Yeah. It's hilarious. So.
Yeah.
What a life. All right. Let's talk about Tekno Team 2000 to cheer everyone up. So we're going to do two again this time with Raw and Superstars to start us off. So this is the 5/22 Raw taped on the May 15th, so the night after In Your House. So they really kind of loaded this one up. They have 3 tapings from here and kind of do most of the King of the Ring qualifyings through both of these tapings. To get that set up. So they probably had, In Your House happen. Let's plan for King of the Ring, these a couple nights. So we start off with Razor Ramon. He comes out with Savio Vega. It's kind of funny because Savio forgot to change his shirt. And it was the same one he wore last week. So he should have planned it a little better, but he's newbie. So maybe learn. Razor comes out. Vince the entire night. We kind of talked about this last week, but he's overdrive about his boner for Shawn Michaels. It just talks about how he's acting like a hero's returned. He's talked about how long he's been gone, which is like 3 or 4 weeks. It's not even that long.
Right.
I just dislike right now Shawn maybe more than I do like Hogan. Like I just feel like the way he politics, the way he takes time off, the way he treats people, and the way Vince gets like I never remember our friend Vince being this crazy about Hogan, even like in a sexual way. I feel like I hate Shawn. I feel like I hate Shawn more than Hogan. Like, so, obviously as a kid, I loved Hogan, but like looking back and knowing everything he did, and no one ever has anything good to say about him. I think Shawn at this time is way worse.
I think the thing with Hogan is it was like purely business. Yeah. And, like he made his empire off of Hogan, and like with Shawn, it feels more personal.
Yeah.
Like you said, sexual. And people laugh at that. knowing Vince, or not knowing him obviously personally,
Yeah.
knowing Vince McMahon, it's not that far fetched.
No, I mean, yeah, he's always, whatever. He's always been over men's bodies, right? The bodybuilding stuff and stuff like that, which is fine, right? If that's his thing. But with Shawn, it definitely feels like that relationship of like, definitely feels like he wants, like that's who he thinks he should be. Like Vince thinks he should be if he was younger, right? Like that feels like it's some of that too. Of like Vince feels like that's what I would want to be, right? He never felt like he wanted to be Hogan. He felt like he wants to be Shawn.
Right. The boy toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. It's awkward too. Like it's uncomfortable. Like I love Shawn in this era actually. Like as far as his in ring work, like I love him as a babyface, specifically in '95. But this like push of him is really agitating so far. Like it's just let him be. Well, and it goes back to since Hogan, like ever since Hogan, the WWF doesn't know how to book a babyface. Like Bret Hart is, stop and start. He's always the underdog. Like he's not pushed heavy. Diesel, they're trying to make him Hulk Hogan, and they already have Shawn kind of overshadowing him now as a babyface. Like it feels like Shawn's a bigger deal than Diesel right now, at least in the main commentator's eyes. So yeah, weird stuff because I don't even think Shawn is on the level of Razor yet, like as far as earned over with the fans. So yeah, it's weird stuff.
Yep, and that's kind of what's weird here too, is that like we have Razor, one of your big time stars, and they don't even talk about him.
Right, they're giving him the Bret treatment too. Yeah, slowly pushing him down the card.
Yeah,
kind of how they did Bret.
And they talk about, they do go over a couple things, but again, it's mostly Shawn. They talk about how over the weekend Razor won the Intercontinental title, but then lost it again. They don't even have highlights of it, so that's kind of disappointing. And who knows why they did that. At the end, Razor uniquely does like the Warrior Macho Man when he puts his foot on top of the guy.
Yeah.
And then has Savio in the ring with him. So definitely trying to put over like, we know what kind of happens with King of the Ring, like the booking gets all messed up, but we're definitely trying to elevate Savio as like, hey, this guy's at a, superstar level.
Right. Yeah. He's definitely like, considered a player at this point, not just a random guy. So that's pretty good.
And then as the match ends, you got to bring up what happens next.
Yeah. So Bret comes down to ringside with a jacket on and no shirt, tits out. It's real weird that this is his attire. So he's kind of like in his chill guy mood, but he's real pissed off. He calls out Lawler. He's got like a lot of vigor. So I think these two, even though Bret hates like the Memphis style, like he shits on in his book, I think he even like hated Lawler as a wrestler, but they have such amazing chemistry. He calls him shit, like he says it on there. So that was crazy. That was a moment you kind of really didn't expect.
And Vince acts like he is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Right, Vince is so appalled. Bret attacks Lawler, so that was awesome. Tells him, he can have whatever kind of match he wants. So that kind of lays the groundwork here for something coming up with Bret and Lawler. So Bret's pissed off. I like this vigor from him. If you're not going to put him in the title picture, at least do something like this with him. So that was, that was something nice added to that feud. I guess you could say is this like almost not quite realistic, but like this a little bit more serious edge, kind of like the Mongo and Kama stuff, like a little unhinged moment ringside is a nice little touch to add to the feud.
Yep. And
then we get a Triple H squash. Well, Hunter Hearst Helmsley's not Triple H yet, but Hunter Hearst Helmsley, wins with the Diamond Cutter again. So good to see him kind of working his way in. And then we get another Bob Backlund president campaign commercial. So they're kind of pushing this pretty heavy. Like they're just going to run with this shtick right now. I guess he's not going to be an in-ring wrestler anymore. I don't think we see him at all.
I don't know.
It feels like this is his gimmick right now. Is that he's it's not even campaign season. Yeah,
but they don't even have that much money, right? Like they're like firing guys. They're going one house show at a time, and yet they're wasting a guy who can't be cheap. Like, I mean, maybe Backlund came back for zero, but like, I think he would have got paid decently.
I think this is one of those favor guys, just like Albano.
Yeah.
the manager, just like, takes care. He was always taking care of the Samoans his whole life,
Yep.
like that was his dad's thing. So I feel like that's
Just have him
what
wrestle.
Backland is. Right, yeah. I mean, he wasn't terrible. It's just I think they're making sure these like Asian guys aren't taking up time in the ring, I guess, because
Maybe.
they're gonna go full throttle with that soon. But I don't know, just weird. I don't like one time after they did the announcement of him running for president, I felt like it could have died after that. But now this is gonna be a weekly thing or whatever.
6 months thing. Yep.
Yeah.
I have also my note Triple H, so we can call him that.
All right. Good. I felt comfortable.
Yes, and then we get the Allied Power squash. They show kind of interesting mid-match. They show that the Allied Powers faced Men on the Mission, and pretty amazing move by Bulldog. He did the Faruka oh no, got him on his shoulder blades, but I mean pretty strong to Bulldog to deadlift Mabel on his shoulders. Pretty awesome. My note also here is this: Luger's so washed here and wasted. And during the whole match,
Luger feels like the second fiddle on this team.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And then during the match, Vince kept doing like scaring King, which was pretty funny. Like the first couple times he did it, but like, oh, Bret Hart's down there. Oh, why is Bret Hart coming out?
Right.
Kind of funny, different there. And then we start getting the announcement of some more King of the Ring. We announced that we're gonna have a tag team match. Kind of weird, but Tatanka and Sid versus Diesel and Bam Bam, the main event that nobody wanted.
Nobody wants this.
Yeah, it's just I get it. They don't want to go three times in a row with Sid Diesel.
Right.
So they're trying to switch it up. They kind of get lucky too because Diesel ends up getting hurt, and so it probably would have been a really really rough match for that. So I don't think he's hurt yet, but I do think. They kind of got lucky there, but they're just trying to build up the corporation. Again, Tatanka, we've liked Bam Bam, but they just not credible to jump in this main event. It's just a few that doesn't feel like it belongs. Maybe they should have done like a 5-on-5 maybe, where you kind of get like, then you get IRS and you kind of make the corporation feel intimidating and you get like Diesel, Bam Bam, Shawn, maybe, somebody else too, or something like that, just to build it up more. Because just again, Tatanka doesn't feel on the level of Sid to jump in there.
Think about how much we loved Bigelow from January to March.
Yeah, right.
And going into the main event, and then how low he feels now.
Yeah,
like he just feels like he's like the puppy dog, the Diesel, and whoever else. Like it just doesn't. He feels like the tag along now. So it just doesn't. I don't know. They built him up so good, and just to see him like this, and the same thing with Tatanka. Like, awesome start to his career in the WWF. Great babyface, so over with the crowd, and nobody cares about him right now. Like, it's just not working for those guys. So,
agreed.
Yeah, match nobody wants. Then we get a Kama squash versus Barry Horowitz. So he's kind of still working his MMA gimmick. It's kind of wearing off for me as far as being like a cool novelty. It's just not. He's not as fierce anymore. It's kind of like too simulated, I guess. It just doesn't look good anymore. I don't know. I guess I have to see him. I don't think he really gets invested in anything besides like a King of the Ring match. But yeah, we'll just see where that goes. And then we get our main event of the night, which is Shawn Michaels versus King Kong Bundy. These are the type of matches that they like to showcase Shawn in versus like the big fat guy that is going to bump him all around and he can get the crowd behind him for. So I kind of see why they did this match. Vince is in love to start this match.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he is all over Shawn. Shawn's got the beard now, so I'm assuming that was a Vince recommendation. Probably told him he liked it. And like I said earlier, I do love this version of Shawn, just the fiery babyface, goofy kind of shtick Shawn, like rolls outside and does the stupid, it's campy, but I like this. It doesn't last too long. It wears thin, but and that's mostly because of Vince. But in a vacuum, just with him, I like this version of him. Bundy's washed. Bundy's not really. There's nothing really he can do except for be like the pinball guy at this point. So I guess this was a good use of him. But Bundy's just. I mean, I don't think he's too much longer for this world either. I'm not positive. But
this might be it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember him doing anything in the summer, so I feel like it's getting real close to him being, out of there. So
that's why I feel like they should have done like a mega, because IRS is gone too, right?
Oh,
soon?
that's right.
Right. So I feel like that's why maybe they should have done like a Survivor Series style match.
Yeah,
just all
some
these
kind of
guys.
elimination.
Yeah, just something, and then kind of have their send off, because the corporation's going to look. I feel like it's going to look so weak by SummerSlam. I don't remember.
Could you imagine if they would have reloaded the corporation with like some younger guys, like
that's what I'm wondering.
ECW guys or something?
That's what I'm wondering, if that will maybe happen a little, because we're going to lose Bundy. We've lost Nikolai since WrestleMania.
Yep, IRS.
Every IRS is gone for sure. I don't know about Tatanka's much left either.
Tatanka might stay. Yeah, he can't. I'm trying to. I just picture in my head like the SummerSlam card, or
he's definitely
in your house 4, and I don't see him on any of those. So yeah, he might. Yeah. I think he might stay till early '96.
He might be.
I'm not positive.
IRS him for sure, because he's up for Nitro. That one I'm pretty confident in, but Bundy and other ones, they might be around for longer too. Just they weren't on pay-per-view, right?
Right.
And so that's sometimes how our minds go.
Yep. So Shawn, obviously he gets the super kick, and Diesel and Bam they're kind of watching in the background together, so they're kind of like all buddy, and then Diesel and Shawn come out.
Fake buddy.
Yeah. So Diesel,
fake.
yeah. That's what I don't like of how they're portraying Bigelow, right? So Bigelow's like this. He's almost like when Chris Farley used to do that interview show on Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
You remember when you did that part? That was so cool. Like, he seems like that. So he's watching Diesel. They go out and he wants Diesel to reconcile with Shawn, and he's fawning over the handshake. Like they do the high five or whatever. They reconcile, and Bigelow's fawning over it. It's like he was just a killer against an elite NFL Hall of Famer 2 months ago, and now he's this buddy, great job, guys. Kind of I don't know. They just completely killed the Bigelow character, and I almost feel like it was done on purpose, because supposedly they didn't like him backstage, at least the Clique didn't, and I almost feel like this was their way of cooling him off, because obviously he had a ceiling.
Yeah,
as a babyface.
Who knows? It just doesn't fit.
Right.
What they're trying to do. Also, they're trying to elevate the Diesel Shawn relationships. We know the 2 dudes with attitudes coming, so
yep.
It wasn't gonna be 3 dudes with attitudes, right? So it just doesn't fit.
Yeah. So. And so if you have Shawn, you have Diesel, you got Bret lurking, you got Razor. Yep. Bigelow's 5th at best as far as the babyface goes. Taker. Taker. Right. You can always slot him in no matter what. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a bad where he could have been. Bigelow could have been number 1 or 2 heel, probably behind Sid, number 2 heel right now. He would definitely be up there. So
yep.
Yeah, it's just bad timing all around.
Yep. And that it's. I'm just checking my notes. I feel like there's another thing about Bret Hart's, but I don't have a note. So I'm just checking history WB.
With Bret on the show?
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe not. Maybe. I think we just didn't talk about that he challenged him. For any type of match, but I don't think they announced it yet. So maybe it's
right. It's not announced.
Yeah, and I had the same thing. Bam is just like a cheerleader in the background, yay, get him pumped.
Yeah, it's so bad.
So all right, so we move on to the next.
Yes, sir.
So we got 527 Superstars. This is coming off the same taping on May 16th. So 2 days after In Her House. So we get Men on a Mission out first. I thought they were done as a tag team. So crazy that they kind of were out there. So cool. Keeps Mo around. I wonder if they fight as a tag team longer than we maybe remember. I know Mo's along for a while, so maybe they do fight more in a tag team than they are. But they do a nothing squash. They kind of talk about how Mo or Mabel's in King of the Ring.
I think the tag team can't run for that much longer because of what's coming up.
Yep, I gotta think so. But maybe they have longer. And then we get then we show highlights from Raw of the Shawn with King Kong Bundy. Again, Vince goes so much over the top on him. It's Bam Bam. I put looks so weird there. It's they could care less that he's there. Total total cheerleader. Then they talk about how Kama is going to meet Shawn Michaels as well on this thing. So really, I forget, or he's going to meet him on Raw next week, right?
Well, they face off in the King of the Ring, don't they?
King of the Ring, yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, yeah.
Kama and Shawn.
Oh, yeah. That's what they're saying. Yeah, he's going to meet him at King of the Ring. That's my note. Sorry, just had bad notes there. So they talk about that, and then we get another King of the Ring qualifying match. Duke the Dumpster Drosy. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Versus Kama.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry about that. I had him out of order, but Duke looks like such a bum. I know
it's so bad.
He's going through some tough time right now personally as well. But it's Kama is just like beats him with just like a body slam,
and it was quick too.
It was quick too. I don't know if something happened during the match, but like, why not clean this match up? Like, I get they show it, but like, or it got taped in front of a crowd, but like, you could always redo this match or just have a different one. It was so terrible. And Duke's around, like, this looks like a burial, and he's gonna outbeat Triple H in 6 months. Like, it looks like Duke got buried, and he's gonna outbeat Triple H. Like, it's just crazy to me. Like,
yeah, Duke's in for a while. So
yeah, I know. So I mean, like, yeah, it feels like a burial match. Like, hey, go out there. I think we talked about like last year of like the Quebecers like going out there and getting like squashed in 30 seconds. Like, that's what this feels like. So whatever. Kama looks a little strong, and then they do talk about how Kama's gonna meet Shawn Michaels at King of the Ring for the qualifying. So they're starting to build up. Hey, some of these matches are like rivalries are coming up via the King of the Ring qualifying. So it was a terrible match. Done.
Yeah, that was one of the worst matches because it wasn't like, it was two guys where I guess you don't expect Duke to win because Kama's in the corporation, but it was just so sloppy, and their goal was to put Kama over strong and to face Shawn, but it just ended up being like real sloppy, and you don't even want to see Kama wrestle. So yeah, it was terrible. They then segue that into a Shawn Michaels match, so pretty good there against Tom Pritchard, and the crowd sweetening on this is crazy
for Shawn.
So yes, this was insane. Like, every time Shawn would, like, when he's coming out, the crowd, like, they're making the crowd roar, and you can see no one is really moving.
It's hilarious. I have the same note,
and it's just like, and I usually don't care about that stuff. I usually don't notice it, but it was so bad.
Well, the
part of
the problem is this arena they're at this week is so tiny, so it makes no sense. Like, that you would have that big of a pop.
Right. So they're trying to make him something he's not, and it's so inauthentic. When you do that, it like you see with when Roman Reigns first came up, when John Cena first came up, when you do that and you push people that's not, the fans aren't behind, it just doesn't, it never comes off good. So, I was 9 years old at the time when this was going on. I didn't care. I wasn't a big Shawn guy anyways as a kid, but I wouldn't have cared if I did like Shawn. I would have, just bought into it. But I could see why like older fans and everything would have resented this kind of a push because it's just so forced.
Yep.
Shawn is on fire early, like his formula of these matches I like, but Gigolo ends up pulling the rope down, so good on him, and that lets Shawn flip over, and Gigolo kind of attacks him, even does like a somersault onto him, like a front flip onto him, so that was cool. Then Shawn gets back in the ring, Pritchard has him like in a sleeper, and Shawn kind of fights out with this big back suplex, which was a good spot. And I think, speaking of, not long for this world, I don't think the Heavenly Bodies are that long for this world either, because of the role we have.
I think we've said that 15 times.
It's crazy, right?
Right. It's like every time we think they're gone, they're in, but then they're disappearing for 6 months. I also put why is Mr. Sexy not the Gigolo not in this?
No, that would have been a better match, I think.
Yeah, and not that Tom Pritchard couldn't go.
Right. It's just the fit. I think Del Rey is a fun little utility guy guy to throw in there.
I don't know if they break up. I mean, the Body Donnas start doing a tag team somewhere over in '96. So I imagine.
Well, Jimmy Del Rey gets involved in that thing with the girl in the hotel. Oh no, so that might be when Tatanka goes too. So like supposedly him and Tatanka like H-bombed a girl and shaved her head and whatever. So
yeah, I don't know when that is though.
Right,
definitely sometime in '96, right?
Yeah,
Pritchard joins the Body Donnas, but I don't know when that actually takes place. So, but that's a team we're constantly like, why is this
exactly?
Why is this happening? I also put like when Diesel kind of came out that like it was so much crowd sweeting for him, like it's really rough.
Right. It's just ugly. You could tell they're going through a hard time too.
Yeah,
just the company.
And then Doc, my other comments, Doc's so annoying too. He's just so over the top. and he calls out Diesel as a joke. He's like, he's not been a great champion yet. Maybe he'll get better. It's so
well.
funny.
That's the thing. So like that match finishes where Shawn catches him with like a sweet championship for the win, and then you get Doc with the interview with Bam Bam and Diesel, and Doc is so annoying. Yeah, he looks like fucking Captain Kangaroo out there too. Like,
oh yeah,
that's a dated reference. I know like a lot of people might not know who that is, but if you look him up, you'll get Doc. And Bam Bam is just so neutered. Like he's like nowhere near the fierce guy he was. Doc, like you said, is just lame jokes, kind of goading on Diesel. It's another terrible segment. With Doc should not be leading this kind of an interview at all. So
no, it was terrible. It was brutal. It was brutal. I thought it was from somewhere else. I think, right? Or was it? It
looked like it looked like it because the lighting was a little different.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah. Because it wasn't right after the match, so it was just he's just so like they were going for a hard time. Like I get heels are supposed to like peg down the champion a little bit, but like he was like calling Diesel as a joke, like you're not a good champion, and like that is not helping it over. I
wonder if so we're at the end of May, we're almost at June. I wonder if there was like any word of Nitro becoming a thing yet. Like I wonder if there was. I don't think so.
I don't know when that happened. Yeah,
because that starts at the beginning of September. There has to be some kind of a germ of an idea soon, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
But so I wonder, like, because what we see in the next few months is like they throw something at the wall like every other week.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just fishing for something that works. And
yeah, I think some of I haven't read the Observers in a little bit, but I think that Vince really didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Like, I feel like that was kind of some of it. Like Nitro, like, oh yeah, right. They're going to give up that. So I think there was some, I don't know what you call it. It might be, dismissing of it. Yes, but I'm not really sure. So we will move on and see. I'll have to look at the Observer. I'm sure it announces it somewhere. They joined Triple H in Progress. It's weird that we missed the intro where they actually announced, the guest ring announcer for Triple H.
Right.
My note might be that maybe she messed it up, so they skipped it. But we gotta get match in progress. You could see Vince is into Triple H as well. You could tell that's the way he puts him over the top. Only talks about him. Then they also announced that WrestleMania will be on network TV, so kind of big thing there. For them, they're gonna get on Fox. So pretty cool. They'll show highlights of WrestleMania. Obviously, they really shoehorn that in with Bam Bam versus LT, but good for them. They'll give them some mainstream pub, which they've been missing since Hogan's been kind of gone.
Right.
And then my note is next week we get the Roadie versus Doink the Clown, and for King of the Ring qualifying, I'm just like, how low is WWE right now? Like the Roadie, like ultimate occupational gimmicks, like Roadie. He comes a good character and he's a good, I think some things, but it's like the Roadie and you got a clown. It just
on paper.
It just sounds so bad.
Right.
And then I do like the next part. My boys, the Bushwhackers, come out and they do a Bushwhacker bad breath thing to Doc Hendricks. Really weird. Makes no sense, but hey, they mess with Doc, so maybe Doc is gone after this. So that one can only hope.
Right. And then we get a Skip and Sonny vignette. I'm kind of ready to see them because I feel like Sonny brings a lot of life into the program. I don't know how often she's used early. I know like into 96, 97, she's a real big deal as far as like not just a manager. She's like promotional. She's backstage kind of thing. So I don't know how soon that'll happen, but I want to kind of track that progress. So interested anticipating them coming on. And then we get the debut, no vignettes, no forewarning of Tekno Team 2000. So this is a WrestleCrap team here. This is a footnote in 1995. I don't know how long they last, but they faced Barry Horowitz in the Brooklyn Brawler. And to me, they are already better than the Smoking Guns. And this is not even like, they're not even a great team, but they're just like two tall guys, just like the Smoking Guns. They do athletic moves, just like the Smoking Guns, but they haven't been as annoying and around for 3 years. So I'm going to give them the edge over the Smoking Guns right now. They're not great. They're not as bad as like all right, it's one match so far, but they're a team that gets shit on, I guess, because of the gimmick. Like it's like supposed to be future. I don't even know what the gimmick's supposed to be. They don't really describe anything.
Yeah. Are they? Do you think they're face or heels?
Yeah, so that's the other part I don't know. I don't know. I guess because they kind of worked a little flashy, they would be babyface. Like they do like a.
There's nothing to tell you. Yeah.
Right. They do like this suplex crossbody finisher kind of thing. One of them is Bill Watts' son, Eric Watts, who wrestled in WCW for a while and goes on to wrestle for a while in TNA, that kind of thing. Chad Fortune's the other guy. I think they both played football at the University of Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, I mean the fact that it's Watts' kid probably hurts them as well.
Well, Bill Watts comes in soon too.
Yeah. But I just think in general of like,
right.
Oh, when Daddy's Boy comes in, people kind of crap on Double J a little bit too, right?
Yep.
Same thing. And David Flair and some other guys, right? San Martino. So I think sometimes that happens.
Right.
It's really weird gimmick. Like I think it's just like part of the times looking back, but I kind of put like 2000 was supposed to, everyone was worried about Y2K.
Oh,
like 2000 was going to be the aliens showing up. I think like we kind of forget about that, like of how big a deal like that was in a pop culture thing.
Right.
So that might be some of it too, is like you kind of don't look back and forget about, like, I think it's kind of like a lot of people, like I was talking to someone the other day about like Haley's comments. It was like such a big thing in the 80s, right? Yeah. And it's like I think 2000 was kind of that. So I think like
Y2K,
yeah, right. And just the millennium and just all the, right, as the aliens were coming. And
remember Conan O'Brien had the year 2000.
Yeah, it was just
it was a thing, and it didn't help that they came out looking like the band Orgy also. I don't know what that has to do with the year 2000, I guess, but it's part of their look. But I don't know. I don't know if it's, I'm not going to give them slack yet because their first match, and they do add something to the tag team scene at least. So I guess we'll just have to play it out and go from there and see if they kind of become any contenders or whatever. But we'll just go from there and see if the tag team division kind of improves or anything.
I was shocked of how good they were.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna shit on them yet. I'm not gonna like they're not. They're already at least middle of the pack as far as the division is concerned. Yep. So we'll figure that out.
Yep. And then I had a note. They also announced that the Hall of Fame is going to be the weekend of King of the Ring. Mm-hmm. And so just kind of show some highlights from last year's, and they're trying to make this a big deal. I think it's for a couple years, and then it kind of goes away, and then obviously comes back big with WrestleMania in the future, but kind of cool. I think with even this year's Hall of Fame was kind of really downgraded, I felt like this year, so maybe they'll think about moving it to a different weekend. They have so much going on in WrestleMania weekend and current day that like Hall of Fame has really taken a backseat. Now I think they've got a lot of guys go in. There's not too many big stars missing, but
right.
It definitely could be a rethought of like, King of the Ring weekend where it used to be, was a good spot for it. So, cool. Anything else you saw in ad?
Nope. I think we're good.
Get to the awards. We got most new gen outfits. I think there's only Tekno Team 2000.
Yeah,
right?
So that's I was gonna say I don't know if I'll ever be able to give them another award, so I'm gonna have to go with Tekno Team 2000. Yep.
I think they have to. I think it's. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anyone wore dressed like that in any time of new gen, but
if you've ever seen the video for Blue Monday by Orgy, I think they're kind of dressed like that a little bit.
Yeah, they're like rock stars. They're like a band, like Power Rangers, like that type of band show, right?
Yeah.
So we both go with that. Most new gen performer.
I don't know. Vince's fawning over him is tiresome, but in the ring, I thought Shawn was pretty solid, so I'm gonna go with him.
All right, we'll go with him. I'll go Triple H since he was out there twice. Kind of nothing squashes, but he was all over this card, so definitely shows a guy they have faith in. Worst match or segments?
Worst. So I think I'm gonna go with that Doc interview with Bam Bam and Diesel. It was just so.
It was so bad.
Bam Bam gets neutered, and Doc is just annoying.
Doc is so annoying. Yeah, there's so much. I have Doc on here so many times. I'm like, I can't stand him.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything really bad. I'm just gonna check one more time. Yeah, I'll go the same. I know we don't like really doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought no bushwhackers, my boys, and that's another team that we've kept saying, "Oh, they got to be gone. This is it."
I know, right?
Best match or segments.
I'm gonna go with the Bret confining Lawler at ringside.
All right, yeah, that was good. Versus Lawler, I would go with. I'm gonna go surprise Tekno Team 2000. I mean, they were, like you said, they were way better than Smoking Guns, way better than your boys. Sorry to do this to you. Well done. They looked I mean, who knows? Again, I couldn't figure out they're good or face. Doc was impressed. That might have hurt them too.
Right.
That Doc Hendricks said they were good. They went stock up.
Stock up. I hate to go Bret here. I'm not going to go Bret. I'll go Triple H.
Okay.
Being featured twice and kind of being put over convincingly, I'll go with him.
I'll do the opposite of Shawn, like you. Like he had 2 good matches and it looked strong, and there was a lot of crowd sweetening, but I do think the crowd was into him there. And then anyone stock down.
Oh, Bam Bam Bigelow for me. He just
poor Bam Bam.
It sucks because he was like the MVP of the first quarter of the year, and now he just looks like as Dusty Rhodes would say, a walk behind.
Yeah, I agree. The cheerleader, Bam Bam cheerleader. I'm gonna go Vince McMahon. Just as much as I want to give it to Doc every week.
That's a good call.
It's just too over the top. He was so annoying, especially the first match. Whereas Razor, they'd even show highlights of him winning the IC title.
Right.
And Vince is just like, oh, Shawn's coming back.
Exactly.
Oh my God, it's just like, come on, keep your pants a little bit.
Exactly.
So so we'll continue out. We got a few more qualifying matches next week. And we're getting close to the King of the Ring, one of the all-time worst pay-per-views. So far, it doesn't feel that way, though. That tag team title match or tag team main event doesn't feel great, but on paper, it doesn't feel terrible yet. So we'll see how it ends up. So thanks for everyone for listening, rating, review, and you'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.